Nefertari was a woman of such extraordinary beauty that a pharaoh dedicated an entire temple in her honor. Her influence was so profound that she became known as "she for whom the sun shines." And her life remains so enigmatic that, even 3,000 years later, archaeologists are still piecing together her story. Today we journey into the remarkable legacy of Queen Nefertari, a figure who redefined the role of female power in ancient Egypt. Let's begin with her name. Nefertari translates to beautiful companion or beloved of Ra. Even her name reflects her exceptional nature. She lived in the 13th century BCE and became the chief wife of one of the most powerful pharaohs in history, Ramses II the Great. But here's the curious part. We still don't know for certain where she came from. Some scholars believe she was a Nubian princess, while others suggest she belonged to a noble Egyptian family. This mystery only adds to her mystique. Ramses II ruled Egypt for 66 years and had many wives. It was customary for pharaohs. But Nefertari was different. She didn't just carry the title Great Royal Wife. She was his true love and co-ruler. In an era when women rarely had political power, Nefertari received foreign envoys, conducted diplomatic correspondence with other rulers, and participated in major state ceremonies. Her depictions in temples show her not behind the pharaoh, but beside him, a revolutionary concept for the time. On the walls of temples, inscriptions describe her as "she for whom the sun shines," "mistress of all lands," and "she who satisfies the gods." These are not just titles, they are declarations of love carved in stone for eternity. And now, the most fascinating part. Nefertari was not just a beautiful queen, she was a brilliant diplomat. Her correspondence with the Hittite queen, the wife of Egypt's sworn enemy, has been preserved. Two women, each married to rulers of warring empires, held secret negotiations that ultimately led to a historic peace treaty. This treaty between Egypt and the Hittite Empire became the first official peace agreement in history, and a copy of it is still kept at the United Nations. Much of this achievement is due to Nefertari's diplomatic skill, but the ultimate proof of Ramses' love was the temple at Abu Simbel. Yes, you heard that right. The famous Abu Simbel consists of two temples. The larger one is dedicated to Ramses, and the smaller one to Nefertari. This smaller temple is the only one in ancient Egypt where a queen is depicted in full height equal to the pharaoh. On the facade is an inscription: "The temple Ramses built for his beloved wife Nefertari, for whom the sun shines." Can you grasp the scale? An entire temple as a gift to his wife. But if Abu Simbel's temple is impressive, Nefertari's tomb in the Valley of the Queens is absolutely breathtaking. When archaeologists discovered it in 1904, they were stunned. The tomb's walls are covered with frescoes of such beauty that they are called the Sistine Chapel of ancient Egypt. Each fresco depicts Nefertari's journey through the afterlife. She is shown playing Senet with the gods, undergoing various trials, and ultimately being reborn into eternal life. The quality of the artwork is so high that even after 3,000 years, the colors remain vivid. An interesting fact: it took about 10 years to create this tomb, and the best artists of the empire worked on it. This speaks to how precious Nefertari was to Ramses. Nefertari bore several children to Ramses, including Prince Amenhotep, one of the potential heirs to the throne. She didn't just give birth to them, she raised them, preparing them for their future roles in state affairs. There are depictions showing Nefertari taking part in religious ceremonies with her children, teaching them protocol and tradition. She was not only a queen, but also a devoted mother, which makes her image even more human. And here begins the greatest mystery. Around the 25th year of Ramses' reign, all mentions of Nefertari suddenly vanish from historical records. What happened? Did she die, fall from grace, or simply step away from politics? Most scholars believe she died a natural death, as her tomb was carefully prepared and decorated. But some historians propose more dramatic theories, from palace intrigues to religious conflict. Nefertari changed the perception of women's roles in ancient Egyptian society. Before her, queens were mostly symbolic figures, but Nefertari became a true political actor, a diplomat, and a co-ruler. Her example inspired later Egyptian queens. One could say she paved the way for great female rulers such as Cleopatra, who came much later. Modern technology allows us to learn more and more about Nefertari. In 2016, scientists used 3D scanning to create an accurate replica of her tomb, preserving its unique frescoes for future generations. Recently, new papyrus fragments bearing her name were discovered, giving hope for more findings. Who knows, perhaps we will soon learn more about her origins or her final years. Images of Nefertari in temples and tombs reflect the ideal of beauty of her time: large, almond-shaped eyes, delicate facial features, and graceful posture, all of which became the standard for portraying Egyptian queens. Interestingly, her beauty was not just physical. Surviving texts speak of her intelligence, wisdom, and diplomatic prowess. She was beautiful not only in body, but in soul. Today, Nefertari has become a symbol of feminine power and independence. Her story proves that even in ancient times, women could achieve extraordinary heights in politics and diplomacy. Many modern Egyptologists consider her one of the most influential women in the history of ancient Egypt. Her name stands alongside Hatshepsut and Cleopatra. Despite all the discoveries, much about Nefertari remains a mystery. Where was she born? How did she gain such influence over Ramses? What caused her disappearance from the records? Does her mummy still exist somewhere? Every year, archaeologists make new discoveries in Egypt, and who knows? Maybe soon we will find answers to these questions. Nefertari's story is one of great love that changed the course of history. Her union with Ramses II showed the world that a marriage can be not only a political alliance, but a source of strength for an entire empire. She proved that a woman can be not only beautiful, but powerful, not only loved, but respected. Her legacy lives on in the stones of temples, in the colors of tomb frescoes, and in the hearts of those who study the history of great civilizations. Nefertari remains a symbol of how true love can create miracles and leave a mark for millennia. And perhaps this is her greatest secret: the mystery of how an ordinary woman became a legend who continues to inspire people even 3,000 years later. What do you think of Nefertari's story? Which detail of her life did you find most astonishing? Write in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts.